Business with a Purpose. Trevor, tell me a little bit about how Business with a Purpose came about.
Lindsay, in the years of about 2008 and 2009, our company had survived some really tough business times, and after having survived this tough business environment, I had it on my heart that I wanted us to, as an organization, to sow into our community. So we had identified one charity on the outskirts of Mayerton, the Sukasamba, which is a centre for disabled children, but we felt that we could do more. And on a business trip down to Mozambique, we met with Emil Muller, and in our conversation, he mentioned to us about the Promise Centre, which is an orphanage on the in the close proximity to Moselle, which is in Matola. And what stemmed from the discussions with Emil, he mentioned to us that it would be well worthwhile for us to meet with two of his good friends, Saki and Friedel, who are members of LCF, and Nikki and I, when we returned back to South Africa, arranged to get together with Saki and Friedel. And in our discussions, we used to meet on a monthly basis at prayer meetings, and we discussed the concept and conceptualized the idea of us establishing an organization, a non-profit organization that would be able to raise funds in the broader community and to collectively get other businesses to collectively support in this cause. And as opposed to us operating just as individual organizations, as individual people, we just felt that if we were to do it on a collective basis, we would be able to raise and make a much greater difference.
Nikki, how does the partnership between Business with a Purpose and LCF work?
Lindsay, to explain that answer is to say that through our business, we got involved with some charities, sowing money into those charities, but we also found that it becomes a little bit cumbersome looking after those charities and looking after the funds that you sow into those charities. And with the partnership that we have with LCF and the infrastructure and the platforms that they have looking after charities on a basis where they can mentor and look after them from a financial perspective and giving guidance on their financial performance and how they spend their money and what they should do, we find it makes a lot of sense for any business, and especially our business, to be partnering with LCF and sowing the money via LCF into these charities that we have here.
Saki, how does Business with a Purpose fit into LCF?
Well, Lindsay, LCF has been a Christian foundation since the late 90s. And because we're a foundation, we are also registered as a non-profit company under South African law. And that means that we are a public benefit organization and also a non-profit organization. So we run a whole lot of different community projects. And one of these projects is now Business with a Purpose, which we started with Trevor, Nikki, Friedel, myself, Emil, and some other business people and some other friends of LCF. So within LCF we have a lot of different projects, which include churches, it includes orphanages, it includes community projects, sport, training, educational, a whole lot of different avenues of getting involved with the community. And Business with a Purpose is one of these projects. So LCF tried to give a platform or give the infrastructure by being a non-profit company to business people, so that there's a transparent way for them to donate money into charities and to know that the money is well spent and that we oversee the funding that we give to all these different organizations.
Friedel, what does Business with a Purpose want to accomplish?
Well, Lindsay, through Business with a Purpose, we want to create an awareness of the charities in our community that we are currently involved with, to showcase these charities and inspire other business people and companies to also become involved in supporting these charities.
Friedel, what are the intentions of Business with a Purpose for the next 12 months?
Well, Lindsay, we want to continue to network and build relationship with business people who can inspire their companies to be involved in the charities in their community. communities, either through the body of business with a purpose or themselves connecting with these charities.
Saki, what are the kind of figures we're working with?
Well, Lindsay, since our incorporation as a foundation, we've always believed in the principle of sowing and reaping. We believe in what we receive, we should give away again. So up to this stage, we've already raised several millions of rands, and this money is well spent in a transparent way in local communities in South Africa, which include the Vaal Triangle, the Northwest, and other parts of South Africa. And then we also have the project points in Mozambique and Namibia, where we also financially assist them in their community activities.
Nikki, how could someone get involved with Business with a Purpose?
Lindsay, our guests here tonight, or anybody else that gets to hear of Business with a Purpose, can get involved by visiting the websites. It is www.lifecf.org or www.BWaP.co.za. There's contact information there, telephone numbers or email addresses. Through that they can build a relationship with Business with a Purpose and Life Christian Foundation. We can, through that relationship, set them on a path to get involved with one of these charities, and through that they can support in a way that help these organizations, and they will benefit the fruit in a way that they can never expect.
Trevor, what message would you like to leave with the guests tonight?
Well, Lindsay, it's a good question. You know, when we were preparing the invitations for the event, but also in the lead up to us, conceptualizing Business with a Purpose, I was inspired by a book by Rick Warren called Purpose Driven Life, and I'd just like to quote, in the invitations that we've given to all our guests, it says, "Living on purpose is the only way to really live. Everything else is just existing." And my message really would be I think everybody wants to be remembered for something. We want to create a mark, and ultimately to do something that makes a difference in our lives. My message to the guests is make a difference, really, and go out and do something to make a difference.